So as we had spoken, right, just as we spoke about Mort Eisman's family owned the camp through when, Andy?
Through 76.
76, and then Greg
And
Schlossberg
then
took
Greg-
over
Greg
for how many
Schlossberg
years?
for the summers of 77, 78, and 79.
Right, and then what happened? It was closed for, did it close and then reopen?
It was closed for the summers of 80, 81, and 82.
Oh, okay. I don't think I knew that.
It just laid there, and every path that had been scraped free of growth was now beautiful, lush, green grass. Every field that had kids running on it didn't for 3 summers, 3 years. So it was gorgeous. And then one day, of course, after the summer of 83, it was sold to become what is known as Loon Cove.
So Andy, tell us where you grew up, and your history with Belgrade goes really, really deep.
My history goes back to my father, who started in 1939 and went all the way through till he graduated from medical school in 55. At 55. He couldn't do the summer of 55 because he had to go and be an intern. But he started in 39 and he did everything. You'll hear Richie someday in his introduction of my father at the 1980 reunion, and Richie knew that my father was on the maintenance staff for a whole summer because he had the nerve to say to Mort, "I don't think I'm coming." And then just like Richie at the last, he said, "Oh shit, I'm coming. Of course I'm coming." And he made him roll the tennis courts for a whole summer. So I have all those beautiful clay tennis courts that were rolled by hand. That's what my dad did for a summer during medical school.
But that
because
was
he
not
had nerve-
BB, but that was not BB's last hurrah at camp at all.
Right. He returned as a parent, of course, but later as the camp physician, and every 2 weeks had a different doctor from Pittsburgh come up for 2 glorious weeks in Maine, but they were always obstetricians. The only boys' summer camp where the doctor for all 8 weeks was an obstetrician.
We were covered.
So all these people knew, including my father, all these people knew how to say was, how far apart are your contractions? And if it was anything other than that, they were in the station wagon on the way to Thayer Hospital. That's all they could do. That's it.
I knew BB obviously as my 4 years as a camper there as the camp doctor. Rich, you look like you're dying to jump in.
No, it's just so funny because BB and Gwen, Andy's mom, were like extra parents to all of us for, I don't know, it felt like the rest of my life there. And, and in fact, I spoke to Gwen just several weeks ago. They were so much fun. I mean, God help us that we were lucky. And in all my years there were never really serious injuries, right? I mean, we never saw, I don't know, David, in these days, if you see, just much more that goes on, if they're more contact sports or whatever. But, we were pretty lucky because you're right. We would have had to go somewhere quickly if anything really went wrong.
If anything really went bad, all you had, you couldn't do it. Hey, you remember, I just saw something. You remember a movie called Weekend at Bernie's?
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
Look closely at this.
Holding up Vinny.
That's Vinny. I think that movie came from somebody at Belgrade. I mean, that's Bernie.
Take a moment to shine.